Good afternoon, everyone. I am delighted to have all of you here today as we explore the topic of OD. With over 20 years of experience in this field, working with business leaders in Malaysia and beyond, I'd like to share my insights and observations. Throughout my career, I have utilized OD practices to drive positive changes within companies. And today we will explore this topic in depth. Our discussion will cover the following areas: definition of OD, HR role as people leader, the scope of HR development, structure of HRD, the development of OD, 4 OD models, skill and knowledge in OD, application of OD, and conclusion. Before we proceed, let me provide some context about myself. I have a diverse career spanning multiple organizations, focusing on HR development and HR operations. In roles at Western Digital Media, Midea, and Pfizer, I primarily work in training and development. Later, as the senior manager for Malaysia and Asia Pacific at Kasem, PayPal, First Solar, and Berjaya Corporation, I engage in OD work. Additionally, I serve as the head of HR operations at Dixon, Wacom, and Forest City. Each step of my journey has been invaluable, shaping my perspective on the significance of OD and emphasizing the importance of HR involvement in this area. By integrating OD practices, we HR can become effective business leaders, driving more positive changes. Throughout our discussion, we will address several essential questions, including how can HR play the role of not just being a people leader and become a business leader. What are the areas of responsibility in OD? What are the 4 OD structure? And what are the key models of OD? And why is OD considered the business side of HR? To provide further insight on this subject, I have invited James and Kayla from Revoicer to contribute to the following discussion. James, please proceed. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Lawrence. We are delighted to be here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin by exploring the definition of organizational development. Now, let's shift our focus to the definition of OD. According to the Association of Talent and Development, OD is an effort aimed at enhancing an organization's capability by aligning strategy, structure, people, rewards, metrics, and management processes. It draws upon various disciplines such as psychology, culture, innovation, social sciences, adult education, human resource management, change management, organizational behavior, and research analysis and design. At its core, organizational development is a scientific and interdisciplinary field that encompasses a wide range of knowledge and expertise. We often hear HR leaders express their desire to be recognized as business leaders and earn equal respect and credibility in management meetings. So, how can HR achieve this? One approach is for HR to expand its involvement beyond the traditional focus on talent and start thinking like business leaders. In other words, HR needs to bridge the gap between the business and people aspects to drive business growth. Let's examine this closer. On the business side, we have various components such as strategy, finance, productivity, innovation, and customers. On the people side, which is primarily managed by HR, we encounter aspects such as engagement, performance, capability, and culture. However, HR leaders are often perceived as people leaders rather than business leaders. This perception stems from the traditional division of responsibilities. HR leaders primarily concentrate on the people side of the business, which is undoubtedly crucial. HR ensures the identification, recruitment, training, and reward of talented individuals. Without our expertise in these areas, organizations cannot thrive. Nevertheless, our impact on the organization and business is often indirect, which leads to a lack of recognition as business leaders. Why are HR leaders often viewed as people leaders rather than business leaders? The reason lies in the traditional division of responsibilities. HR leaders typically focus on the people aspect of the business, which is crucial. They handle tasks like talent acquisition, compensation, training, and rewards, which are vital for organizational success. However, ours' impact on the organization and business is often indirect, yes, I emphasize, indirect involvement. This aspect is often overlooked in MBA courses or by prominent business experts. Since HR is not directly involved in the day-to-day operations of other departments, they may not always be recognized as business leaders. To better understand this, let's explore Dave Ulrich's model on the evolution of HR. According to this model, HR can be divided into two roles: HR strategists and people leaders. At this level, major HR contributions include implementing succession planning, managing people, and creating people management strategies. While these functions are important, they primarily focus on the human side of the enterprise. So, how can HR professionals transition into true business leaders? One way is through participation in organizational development (OD) interventions. OD provides HR with an opportunity to work directly with different business units and contribute to their success. Let's take a closer look at what OD entails. OD involves assisting with corporate strategy, improving business processes, fostering an innovation culture, enhancing customer services, and using action learning methods to address ongoing challenges. By actively engaging in these practices, the HR department becomes directly involved in various business units. This enables HR professionals to provide solutions and enhance performance at both the departmental and organizational levels. Now, you might be wondering how HR professionals can implement these OD practices in their own organizations. It starts with taking the initiative to expand your responsibilities. Personally, I have been involved in various OD projects, such as facilitating corporate strategy sessions, leading process improvement initiatives, and using active learning methods to solve problems in areas like quality assurance and marketing.
Thanks, James. Hi everyone, my name is Kayla from Revoicer. Let's discuss the relationship between HR and organizational development, OD. HR can be divided into two main areas: HR operations, which handle day-to-day tasks, and HR development, which focuses on long-term goals. Both areas are crucial, but OD often falls under HR development. Unfortunately, in Malaysia, OD practices are not widely implemented within HR, which means we are missing out on an opportunity to enhance the performance of Malaysian companies. Now, let's delve into the different components of HR development. Firstly, there's learning and development, which aims to improve the knowledge and skills necessary for the current and future competencies of both the organization and its employees. Next, we have OD, which centers around enhancing organizational effectiveness through macro and micro changes. Lastly, there's career development, which focuses on improving individual career planning and management. Within learning and development, initiatives include coaching and mentoring, management development programs, action learning, on-the-job training, orientation programs, and competency development. These initiatives play a crucial role in enhancing employees' knowledge and skills. Moving on to OD, initiatives are implemented at various levels. At the team level, there are activities such as facilitating dialogue sessions, team building, process consultation, meeting facilitation, brainstorming, and conflict management between teams. On the process level, initiatives include continuous process improvement, Six Sigma, lean methodologies, business process reengineering, and benchmarking. At the organizational level, there are initiatives like organization design, creating a learning organization, culture change, succession planning, strategic planning, fostering a coaching and mentoring culture, performance consulting, and event management. Furthermore, at the global level, OD initiatives include cross-cultural training, establishing a global learning organization, virtual team building, promoting cultural self-awareness, encouraging storytelling and knowledge sharing, and implementing job assignments and blending. When it comes to career development, the focus is on creating career paths, developing competencies, skills, and knowledge, gathering input from high performers, establishing systems for career development, enabling job rotation and shadowing, providing career development support from supervisors, and promoting career mobility. Another way to classify OD initiatives is based on the Association of Talent and Development, which divides OD into four main areas: human process, techno-structural initiatives, strategic OD, and HR management. The human process aspect of OD involves activities like team building, interpersonal and group processes, and coaching, all aimed at enhancing teamwork and relationships within the organization. Techno-structural initiatives in OD focus on restructuring the organization, designing its structure, managing mergers and acquisitions, implementing flexible work arrangements, and downsizing when necessary. Strategic OD encompasses organizational transformation, process improvement, cultural change, strategy management, and leadership development, all aimed at aligning the organization with its strategic goals and improving overall effectiveness. Lastly, OD is an integral component of HR development, alongside learning and career development. Within HR management, OD initiatives include employee engagement, performance management, succession planning, and more. Now, let's dive into the different models of HR development and explore their structures. Model 1 involves an independent HR development function that reports to the Chief Operating Officer, COO, while HR operations report to the Chief Executive Officer, CEO. I have encountered two organizations that follow this model in my experience, and in both cases, the OD or HR development function was positioned under the COO. This arrangement demonstrates a strong commitment to organizational effectiveness and development, allowing for dedicated focus on strategic initiatives such as organizational transformation, process improvement, cultural change, and strategy management. However, it's important for HR development to work closely with HR operations for talent information, highlighting the significance of their direct connection to the operational aspects of the organization. Model 2 positions HR development as an equal partner to HR operations, with both departments reporting to an HR vice president. This model recognizes the equal importance of both HR functions and aims to foster collaboration and alignment between them. By positioning HR development as an equal partner, organizations can leverage the unique strengths of each function to drive HR effectiveness. HR development focuses on long-term initiatives such as learning and career development, talent management, and OD, which are essential for building a skilled and capable workforce and driving overall organizational success. In my experience, I have encountered one organization that follows this Model 2 structure, where HR development and HR operations were positioned under the VP of HR. This arrangement highlights the significance of HR development and its direct connection to the strategic aspect of the HR department, with resources allocated to allow for the implementation of more OD initiatives. Model 3, which is the most commonly used model in Malaysia, integrates HR development within the HR operations department. The purpose of this model is to ensure that HR development initiatives and activities are closely aligned with the operational needs of the organization. By integrating HR development within HR operations, the focus is on integrating learning and development programs with the day-to-day HR activities and processes, ensuring that talent development is not seen as a separate or isolated function, but as an integral part of the overall HR strategy. However, Model 3 has limitations. Prioritizing daily tasks over long-term initiatives can hinder comprehensive talent development, and the integration may narrow the focus on training while neglecting cultural change, strategy management, and process improvement. Biases towards operational needs may overshadow the strategic importance of HR development. To overcome these limitations, it's important to allocate resources, set clear objectives, and foster a culture that values long-term effectiveness, promoting balanced, integrated, and aligned HR strategies with long-term goals. Model 4 takes a hybrid approach by integrating OD initiatives into specific functions of HR departments. This means that OD activities are spread across departments such as recruitment, employee relations, payroll, performance, and learning. For example, the performance management department may take on the role of corporate strategy planner and human performance consultant, while the training department can facilitate dialogue and meetings as well as act as a process improvement consultant. This model creates an integrated HR ecosystem that enables tailored development initiatives, increased employee engagement, and a more agile HR function. In summary, the discussion focused on 4 models of HR development, highlighting their characteristics and the advantages they offer. Some experts advocate for a centralized HR development department, Model 1, to ensure focused and specialized OD, emphasizing dedicated resources for strategic alignment within the company's operations. Model 2, where HR development and HR operations report to an HR VP, emphasizes the HR effectiveness of the VP of HR managing both functions. Model 3, which integrates HR development within HR operations, promotes a holistic approach to talent development and effectiveness. Model 4, integrating OD into specific HR departments, allows for tailored development initiatives aligned with each department's unique needs, enhancing the performance of the HR function. When considering which model resonates with your organization, it's important to take into account your organizational context, industry, and goals. Each model has its own strengths and considerations, and the right fit will depend on the specific needs and priorities of your organization. So, which model resonates with your organization? Are you currently implementing any of these models, and if so, how has it impacted your HR development efforts? Let me pass the next topic to James about the functional names and job titles used by HR development department.
Thank you, Kayla, for explaining the 4 model of HR development department. When it comes to job titles, there are various terms used to describe OD in the corporate setting. Some common functional names include OD, organizational effectiveness, talent development, learning and development, people and culture, human resources development, change management, strategic HR, employee experience, and leadership development. Additionally, in the United States, some common job titles related to OD include OD specialist, organizational effectiveness manager, talent development manager, learning and OD manager, change management consultant, leadership development specialist, OD project manager, OD director, people and culture specialist, and OD analyst. Please keep in mind that the terminology may vary slightly depending on the region and organization. In Malaysia, for instance, the term learning and OD. We're diving into various models and frameworks that can significantly impact organizational performance and development. Human Performance Technology (HPT) is a systematic approach to improving individual and organizational performance. It involves analyzing performance gaps, identifying root causes, and implementing interventions to address those gaps. HPT focuses on aligning people, processes, and systems to optimize performance and achieve desired outcomes. Now, let's move on to appreciative inquiry. This approach focuses on leveraging the strengths of an organization to drive change. AI is a positive and strengths-based approach to organizational change and development. It involves identifying and understanding the best aspects of an organization, envisioning a desired future, and co-creating plans to achieve that future. It involves a 4D cycle: discover, dream, design, and destiny. Next, let's discuss the ORID-focused conversation. This structured conversation method aims to facilitate effective communication and decision-making. It involves 4 stages: objective, reflective, interpretive, and decisional. This framework encourages active listening, deeper understanding, and collective decision-making by guiding. Let's delve into John Kotter's change management model, which provides a roadmap for leading and managing change. Development by renowned change management expert John Kotter, this model provides a structured approach for leading and managing organizational change. It consists of 8 stages, including creating a sense of urgency, forming a powerful coalition, development of vision and strategy, communicating the change vision, empowering employees, generating short-term wins, consolidating gains, and anchoring change in the culture. Kotter's model emphasizes the importance of strong leadership and effective communication throughout the change process. Shifting gears, let's talk about Lean 8 Wastes, a framework for process improvement. The Lean 8 Wastes framework is used in process improvement and waste reduction initiatives. It identifies 8 types of waste: defects, overproduction, waiting, non-utilized talent, transportation, inventory, motion, and extra processing. By identifying and eliminating these wastes, organizations can improve efficiency, reduce costs, and enhance overall productivity. Moving on to problem-solving processes such as 8D, DMAIC, PDCA, and Kaizen. These are various problem-solving methodologies used to address issues and improve processes within organizations. The 8D. 8 disciplines process provides a systematic approach to problem-solving, while DMAIC, define, measure, analyze, improve, control, is a structured problem-solving framework used in Six Sigma. PDCA, Plan Do Check Act, is a continuous improvement cycle, and Kaizen refers to the philosophy of continuous improvement in all aspects of an organization's operations. Next, let's explore the McKinsey 7S framework, which assesses the interplay of different elements within an organization. The McKinsey 7S framework is a management model that considers 7 interrelated elements: strategy, structure, systems, shared values, skills, style, and staff. It helps organizations assess and align these elements to achieve optimal performance and effectively implement strategic initiatives. An action learning model is a problem-solving approach that combines real-world action and reflective learning. It involves a small group of individuals who collaborate to address complex challenges or projects. The process typically follows a structured format where participants engage in action, reflect on the outcomes, and then adjust based on insights gained. Action learning encourages active participation, critical thinking, and open dialogue. It promotes the development of both individual and collective learning, as participants gain new knowledge and skills while working towards solutions. This model is often used in professional development, leadership training, and organizational change initiatives to foster problem-solving abilities and promote continuous improvement. Next comes to OD process. The OD process is a systematic approach to bringing an organization's effectiveness, efficiency, and overall health. The 6 steps are: Step 1 is entering and contracting. Step 2 is diagnosing. Step 3 is collecting and analyzing data and feedback. Step 4 is designing interventions. Step 5 is managing change. Step 6 is evaluating and institutionalize OD interventions. Another OD model is lean tools. Lean tools include quick changeover, SMED, visual management, error proofing, poker yoke, overall equipment effectiveness, OEE. Let us move on to Deming's 14 points. Deming's 14 points are a set of management principles developed by Dr. W. Edwards Deming, a renowned statistician, engineer, and management consultant. These principles are intended to guide organizations in improving quality, productivity, and overall performance. Here is an overview of Deming's 14 points. 1. Create constancy of purpose for improvement. 2. Adopt the new philosophy. 3. Cease dependence on inspection. 4. End the practice of awarding business based on price tag alone. 5. Improve constantly and forever the system of production and service. 6. Institute training on the job. 7. Institute leadership. 8. Drive out fear. 9. Break down barriers between departments. 10. Eliminate slogans, exhortations, and targets for the workforce. 11. Eliminate numerical quotas. 12. Remove barriers to pride of workmanship. 13. Institute a vigorous program of education and self-improvement. 14. Put everyone in the organization to work on the transformation. W. Edwards Deming is widely regarded as the father of total quality management, TQM. Deming's teachings emphasize the importance of a quality-focused mindset throughout the entire organization, from top management to frontline employees. He believed in empowering employees, promoting teamwork, and fostering a culture of continuous learning and improvement. The impact of Deming's teachings and principles can be seen in the success of Japanese companies such as Toyota, which became renowned for their exceptional quality standards and continuous improvement efforts. Deming's work not only influenced the practices of Japanese companies, but also had a profound impact on the global quality management movement. When it comes to the skills and knowledge required, an OD specialist needs to be proficient in various areas. Let's break them down. First, managing the consulting process. This involves having a solid grasp of business acumen, which means understanding the industry, market dynamics, and strategic context of the organization. Additionally, strong consulting skills are crucial for providing expert guidance and support. Second, building relationships. It's important for an OD specialist to excel in emotional intelligence. They also need to be skilled in stakeholder management, nurturing relationships with key individuals. Networking plays a role too, as they engage with diverse groups to gather valuable insights. Lastly, profiling people helps in understanding individuals' motivations, behaviors, and preferences. Third, effective communication. OD specialists should be adept at delivering impactful presentations, providing constructive feedback to individuals and teams, and delivering difficult news in a tactful manner. Fourth, managing projects. This requires skills in facilitation and guiding groups through discussions and decision-making processes. Collaboration comes into play as well, fostering effective teamwork among stakeholders. Effective project planning and execution are also important for organizing resources and setting milestones. Fifth, analyzing and diagnosing data. OD specialists need to be proficient in data analysis and collection, gathering and analyzing relevant data to gain insights. This helps in assessing organizational dynamics and diagnosing areas for improvement in processes and structures. Sixth, designing appropriate interventions. Change management skills are vital for designing strategies and plans to facilitate successful organizational change. The intervention process involves creating tailored interventions to address specific organizational needs. Influencing and persuasion skills also come into play, as they guide individuals and groups to embrace change and adopt new behaviors. Seventh, facilitating and process consultation. OD specialists excel in facilitation, guiding groups through collaborative processes to achieve desired outcomes. Process consulting provides expert guidance on improving organizational processes, while project management principles are applied to effectively execute interventions. Eighth, developing client capability. This involves skills in instructional design to create engaging learning experiences and training materials. OD specialists also excel in training, delivering effective training sessions, as well as lecturing to present information in a clear and engaging manner. Coaching skills help in providing guidance and support to individuals in their professional development. Ninth, evaluating organization change. OD specialists analyze change results by assessing the impact and effectiveness of organizational change initiatives. They excel in report writing, articulating findings and recommendations in well-structured reports. Rigorous evaluation methodology is applied to evaluate the outcomes and impact of change efforts. These various areas of expertise empower OD specialists to effectively analyze organizational challenges, design appropriate interventions, and facilitate positive change within organizations.
Thank you, James. I take over from James to talk about the roles and responsibilities of OD practitioners. We're delving into the role of organizational development, OD, and clarifying their roles. There are 9 roles of OD practitioners, including various responsibilities and functions. Here are 9 key roles they play: facilitator, collaborator, integrator, diagnostician, change agent, coach/mentor, training and development, culture shaper, and OD consultant. The role of OD specialists includes various responsibilities and functions. Here are 9 key roles they play. A. Facilitator. OD specialists act as facilitators, guiding individuals and teams through the change process. They facilitate meetings, workshops, and interventions, creating a safe and inclusive space for dialogue, collaboration, and problem-solving. B. Collaborator. OD specialists work closely with leaders, managers, and employees to understand their needs, challenges, and aspirations. They collaborate with stakeholders to develop interventions and initiatives that address organizational issues and promote positive change. C. Integrator. OD specialists integrate different perspectives, systems, and functions within the organization. They ensure alignment between various departments, processes, and strategies to create a cohesive and harmonious organizational environment. D. Diagnostician. OD specialists conduct diagnostic assessments to identify organizational strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. They gather and analyze data, utilize tools and methodologies to diagnose organizational dynamics, and provide insights that inform the OD process. E. Change agent. OD specialists act as change agents, driving and facilitating organizational change initiatives. They help organizations navigate transitions, implement new processes or systems, and facilitate the adoption of new behaviors and mindsets. F. Coach/mentor. OD specialists provide coaching and mentoring support to leaders, managers, and employees. They offer guidance, feedback, and resources to support personal and professional development, helping individuals unlock their potential and achieve their goals. G. Training and development. OD specialists design and deliver training programs and workshops to enhance skills, knowledge, and capabilities within the organization. They provide learning opportunities that align with organizational objectives and foster continuous improvement. H. Culture shaper. OD specialists play a vital role in shaping organizational culture. They promote values, behaviors, and norms that support the desired organizational vision and foster a positive work environment. I. OD consultant. As consultants, OD specialists offer expertise, insights, and guidance on organizational development practices. They stay informed about industry trends, best practices, and research to provide informed recommendations and solutions to organizational challenges. The specific roles and responsibilities of OD specialists may vary based on the organization's needs, but they are instrumental in driving positive change, enhancing organizational effectiveness, and creating a healthy and productive work environment. What are some of the applications of OD? OD enhances the organization's mission and vision statements, creating a clear and compelling purpose and direction for the organization. Aligning functional structures, ensuring that different parts of the organization work together harmoniously towards common goals. Creating a strategic plan, formulating a roadmap for the organization's future, guiding decision-making and actions. Managing conflict, resolving conflicts that arise within the organization to maintain a healthy and productive work environment. Improving ongoing operations, implementing processes and systems to enhance efficiency, effectiveness, and continuous improvement. Fostering a collaborative environment, cultivating a culture of collaboration, teamwork, and shared goals to maximize organizational performance. Designing compatible reward systems, development reward and recognition programs that align with organizational goals and values. Assisting in policy and procedure development, creating frameworks that improve the organization's day-to-day operations and ensure consistency. Assessing the working environment, conduct assessments to identify strengths, weaknesses, and areas for improvement within the organization. Providing support and coaching, assisting employees, especially those in senior positions, with the skills and tools they need to excel in their roles. Establishing feedback systems, implementing mechanisms to provide regular feedback, evaluate individual performance, and offer coaching and development opportunities. These are just some of the many applications of OD. The field is vast and encompasses a wide range of interventions and practices aimed at enhancing organizational effectiveness and employee satisfaction. I shall invite Lawrence to explain the application of OD.
Thank you, Kayla. Let me share my OD experience in the past. Over the course of the last 20 years, I had the privilege of working on various OD initiatives where I witnessed a great deal of impact on the organizations. Some of the areas that I have contributed my expertise, including strategy management, process improvement such as lean manufacturing, event management, planning and executing events using mental rehearsal, team bonding, department conflict resolution, customer service for policy implementation, human performance consulting, action learning, dialogue sessions of different situations, talent management and succession planning, coaching culture, continuous improvement culture, leadership development, benchmarking, performance management culture, cross-cultural communication, benchmarking to study STWT and Technician College, global career development, enrich career experience by job shadowing and job rotation, establish a customer service team, realign APEX job titles, annual post surveys, action plan for APEX. So these are some of the things I have implemented. So Kayla, would you be able to take on the following topic for me?
Sure, Lawrence. Allow me to discuss the where and how you can implement OD in your company. Where and how you can implement OD initiatives within your organization. Here are some key steps to consider. Identify the organization and department pains, understand the current challenges, pain points, and areas for improvement within your organization or specific departments. This will help you pinpoint where OD interventions are needed the most. Align with the company's strategy plan, ensure that your proposed OD initiative aligns with the overall strategy and goals of the organization. This alignment will increase the chances of gaining support and resources. Start small with a pilot run, rather than attempting a large-scale initiative right away. Start with a small-scale pilot run. This allows you to test the effectiveness of your intervention, gather feedback, and adjust before expanding to a broader scope. Engage friendly stakeholders. Seek out stakeholders who are supportive of the ODD initiative and can champion it within the organization. Collaborating with key influencers and advocates will increase the likelihood of success. Prepare a proposal and secure finance and resources. Development of a comprehensive proposal outlining the objectives, expected outcomes, timeline, required resources, and budget. Present this proposal to relevant decision makers to secure the necessary support and resources. Aim for a small win and prepare a winning report. Focus on achieving early successes and tangible results. Celebrate these small wins and prepare a report highlighting the positive impact of the ODD initiative. This report will serve as evidence of the value and effectiveness of your efforts. Proliferation. Once you have demonstrated the success of your pilot initiative, expand and replicate the ODD interventions across other areas of the organization. This will help create a culture of continuous improvement and change. The integration of organizational development, ODD, practices can significantly elevate the role of HR professionals from being mere people leaders to becoming true business leaders. By adopting the principles outlined in the Dave Ulrich model, HR professionals transition from being HR strategists to assuming the critical role of business leaders. I want to emphasize the benefits that HR leaders can gain from implementing ODD initiatives within their organizations. By actively engaging in ODD work, HR leaders can experience several significant advantages. Perform better than competitors. ODD interventions help organizations improve performance, productivity, and efficiency. By implementing strategic changes and addressing organizational and departmental pains, you as an HR leader can drive their organizations to outperform their competitors. HR as the facilitator, consolidator, and go-to department. Through ODD initiatives, HR leaders position themselves as facilitators and consolidators within the organization. You become the go-to department for fostering collaboration, resolving conflicts, and aligning different functional structures to work together effectively. HR gains power and respect. When you as an HR leader demonstrate your expertise in ODD and consistently deliver positive results, especially when you can demonstrate how the ODD words such as facilitating corporate strategy all year round, co-working with business leaders to improve the process of their department, lead and drive corporate level of business processes with other business leaders. You will gain increased influence and respect within the organization. Your ability to initiate and lead change efforts strengthens your position as a key contributor to organizational success. HR seen as a business leader. ODD work allows HR leaders to broaden their scope beyond traditional HR functions. By actively participating in strategic planning, organizational development, and driving business outcomes, HR leaders are seen as business leaders who contribute to overall organizational success. HR as a profit center. By leveraging ODD interventions to create business value, HR leaders position themselves and their departments as a profit center. They contribute to the bottom line by enhancing employee performance, improving operational efficiency, and driving organizational growth. HR creates business values. Through ODD initiatives, HR leaders focus on creating both business values and people values. They align HR strategies with the overall business objectives, enabling the organization to achieve its goals while fostering a positive and supportive work culture. The benefits of engaging in ODD work can be profound. As an HR leader, you can receive special recognition for your contributions, gain praise from top executives, and be acknowledged for your ability to deliver amazing results. These accolades validate the impact of your work and highlight your breadth and depth of knowledge in driving organizational change and development. I shall let Lawrence conclude today's presentation.
Thank you, Kayla and James, for your assistance throughout this presentation. Before we conclude our session, I want to leave you with 3 thought-provoking questions. First, do you aspire to make such a significant impact on your organization through ODD initiatives? Second, are you passionate about becoming a business leader on the management team and driving strategic change? Third, do you desire to be recognized as a profit center where HR is instrumental in creating business values and driving organization success? Feel free to reach out to me for further clarification or to continue the ODD conversation. Remember, this is not the end of our session. Stay tuned for more exciting OD topics lined up for future episodes. Thank you for joining me today, and until next time.